What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Media Goose channel. It is I, the Media Goose, your friend Ryan, and the goose is loose, baby. Ha! I am here today talking about Friday Night Smackdown. It was another great episode of Smackdown on the road to WrestleMania, so let's get right into it. The show opened with Randy Orton, the winner of the Elimination Chamber. And it was so cool to see Randy back in the spotlight and having fun. I've really loved Randy since like the team he did with Matt Riddle, where Randy just started being himself and having a great time and actually enjoying it instead of... He's talked a lot about his experience. I'm not going to talk for him, but it was an excellent promo talking about he's been to 20 WrestleManias, but only main evented 2, which feels wild. I think if you look back in the last 20 years, it's hard to not come away with the take of, how did y'all not do more with Randy Orton? I know he's a 14-time world champion, and even still, it feels like they didn't do enough with him. In my opinion, he's better than John Cena in just about every way. I don't know how to put this, light years better than him in the ring. Cena got good the later he got in his career, but when Randy wants to wrestle, he can be the best wrestler in the world. His psychology is incredible. He went to the Ric Flair, Harley Race school of selling and working and making it look real. Randy's the man, and we found out who he's going to face at WrestleMania at the end of the show, and it looks like they went away from the multi-man. And that's probably for the best. There was a lot of rumors that they were going to a multi-man match, so I like the idea that they went, well, if that leaked, let's just not prove them right and just do Randy and Cody. I feel like that's probably better than doing a big multi-man, so... But before I get there, Trick Williams interrupted Randy, and it was awesome. Trick's hysterical. He was like, you came up to my chamber and you said I wasn't 6'5". And they start, before it can even really get going, RKO out of nowhere. And Randy does like a spin out of it. He's just having a great time. And you have fun when you can tell the performers you're watching are having fun. Then we get a Nick Aldis and Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is my favorite wrestler in the world right now. I love watching this guy wrestle every time we get to watch him wrestle. His character work is excellent. Melo's the man. And it was a mystery open challenge competitor, an open challenge done right. The amount of times they call it an open challenge and it's a predetermined opponent, that's not an open challenge. But we get El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. coming out. What a shock. A AAA superstar, Latin American champion in AAA. I love the integration of AAA into WWE programming. I have loved everything I've seen with Dr. Wagner Jr. He's been doing a lot with Ethan Page. This match was a ton of fun. Anytime they let Melo wrestle a match, it's my favorite match of the week on WWE TV. Dr. Wagner Jr., or El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., so the third, I think that would make him. He's a powerhouse. The amount of different ways he hit Melo with power bombs was awesome. They worked really fast. They worked really well. Melo's an amazing seller. He really knows how to make guys look good. And Dr. Wagner Jr., goddamn, he got his stuff in. He had a discus elbow at one point that really landed hard. Great near fall at the end of the match when Melo got on Wagner's shoulders and he like flipped him around into the sit-out powerbomb. Great stuff. This was a really, really fun match. Probably match of the night. Oh, the main event was really good, so maybe not match of the night, but maybe tied for it. It was a lot of fun. Then we get a backstage segment with Ilya and Miz and Kit Wilson. So I think Ilya is going to wrestle Kit Wilson next week. Then we get Aldis and Damian Priest. Aldis tells Priest that him and Truth are going to be in a tag team turmoil match. for number one contender for the tag titles. That makes sense. They've done enough stuff together that they should just be a tag team. And I think, as critical as I've been of Damian Priest, Truth brings out the real side of Priest, where Priest tries to do like a, hey, I'm the Undertaker. Truth makes him a normal guy and makes him break character. Like, I think that's the best side of him, until he eventually snaps and beats the shit out of Truth and goes heel, and that's going to be sick. Then we get Drew and Aldis in the back, building up to the main event. Then we get our tag team champion celebration for Nia and Lash Legend, the Irresistible Forces. Good for them. They have a good celebration. They get some pyro. And then Charlotte and Alexa come out. Arguably the most over tag team on the roster. They get big ol' pops. Then Julia and Kiana come out. They want a shot at the tag titles as well, before Nick Aldis comes out and does his best Teddy Long impression, playa, and makes it a tag team match between Julia and Kiana and Alexa and Charlotte. And the benefit of having a tag team where two people are incredibly over, like Charlotte and Alexa, is every hot tag hits. This was a really fun match. I thought it could have been a throwaway match, but it was really fun. All four competitors really shined. I am so thoroughly impressed with Kiana James. She continues to grow with every opportunity she gets, and she should be really proud of the work she's putting in, because she's another one of those people like a Maxine Dupree, where I don't think she was hired as like a great independent wrestler. It was probably somebody saw her and was like, she has a great look. What can we develop from there? And she's making the most of her opportunity, so good for her. And Alexa and Charlotte win, so they are likely going to face the Irresistible Forces. I think we might be going to a multi-women match at Mania, multi-women ladder match maybe, because these three teams, then the Bellas were around. I'm assuming they'll come back at some point. Then we get into Tag Team Turmoil. Oh no, before Tag Team Turmoil, Kathy and Cody have a backstage segment. Then Sami walks up, and Sami's a hater. And I love this stuff they're doing with Sami and Cody, where Sami's complaining about Cody's privilege, and Cody is like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're making a fool of yourself. And it was really good stuff. I like the way they're developing Sami's character. Tag Team Turmoil was a lot of fun. Motor City Machine Guns and Fraxium. Awesome start in the ring between Sabin and Axiom. A lot of really fun stuff. This entire thing had a good pace to it. All of the workers, really fast, really sharp. I liked at the end of the first fall, Fraxium kind of cheating to beat Motor City Machine Guns. I like that. Maybe Motor City will turn heel. Maybe Fraxium will turn heel. Then Los Garza comes in. I want so much more for those guys. Berto and Angel could both be mid-card champions under the correct presentation, so I'd like to see more for them. The Garzas win. Then the Wyatts are in. I got my Wyatt 6 shirt. I bought that. I think I got this when the QR code stuff was happening when the Wyatts returned. But anyway, then the Garzas are out. The Wyatts are in. But the MFTs end up costing the Wyatts. Priest and Truth come in. It's Wepa time might be the worst catchphrase of all time. I'm sorry. That feels like a white person came up with it. Christ, I feel bad for Priest. That's an awful catchphrase. But they end up winning. Makes sense. It gives Priest something to do. They really haven't known what to do with him since he lost the world title. So I think they're going to win the tag titles, honestly. And then that will probably allow the Wyatts and the MFTs to go off and do like a big multi-man kind of street fight at Mania, most likely. I think they did something similar with Karrion Kross and the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley a few years ago. I think that was the first Mania back from the pandemic. So then we get Randy and Sami backstage in an excellent backstage promo. Randy tells Sami, they talk about morality when it comes to wrestling, and when you make the decisions to be selfish doesn't make you a bad person. Randy says he doesn't know if it makes him a bad person, but it makes him a 14-time champion. And he tells Sami to listen to the voices in his head. I really like what they're doing with Sami. And then Alistair comes up and talks to Sami as well. So if Randy wins the title, he should. I do think Alistair and Randy would have a really good title feud. Then we get Rhea and Jade Cargill. And there's been a lot of stuff going on with these two where it's leaking that their online interaction was real. They were actually taking shots at each other. I don't know. I talked about it in one of my videos. If it was really a shoot, it's not a great look, because I don't think even for show you should be shooting on each other. Shooting, I'm sorry, if you don't watch wrestling, a shoot is when you kind of break character and say truthful things that aren't really about characters anymore. You're talking about the people. But I think they try to manufacture this kind of feeling for a feud almost every year. They did it with Charlotte and Tiffy, so I think this might be a really well-crafted work. And the fact that they were made to shake hands twice in the ring, I took that as, I wonder if they want me to think, is Triple H making them go out there and shake hands as like we went at it on Twitter, but now we have to shake hands and do our jobs here. I think it's all intentionally being layered to seem real. This was a solid first promo. They're going to have to go deeper. Also, I don't know that I agree with the idea of doing Jade's bigger than Rhea, because height-wise, yeah, Jade's arms are not bigger than Rhea's. They were standing there, and when Jade lowered her jacket, I was like, put the jacket back on, because your arms are not bigger than Rhea's, and I can tell. As you're saying it, I can tell it's not true. So that was a little weird. But I think this was good shit. I thought they were both level and intense, and I think eventually they're going to start to get more personal, and I think it's going to be good. Then we get Motor City Machine Guns and Candice in the back, which leads to Johnny getting motivated by Candice, and they go out to the ring. Johnny's like, I gotta be Johnny Wrestling again. Basically cutting a babyface promo, and he does an open challenge, says, anybody out there, come out. Shit, it was Oba. Oba Femi comes out and devastates Johnny, and the cut back to Johnny in the ring, just like, oh, it's so funny. I loved it. Then we get Aldis and Danhausen, and it got a massive pop in the arena. You heard it. Danhausen continuing to be hilarious. And teaming him and The Miz up is perfect. Miz is so good, so funny. Their duo will be hysterical together. They will have catchphrases and get big pops. I could see Priest and Truth versus Miz and Danhausen for the tag titles. Then it's main event time, and it's a great match between Drew and Cody. These guys have a ton of chemistry. The feud is finally over. And it was a good match. It was like a pay-per-view quality match. It was really fun. I think as soon as this book was matched, as soon as this match was booked, it was clear Cody was going to win, in my opinion, and I'm not upset with it. The only thing I'll say about the title run for Drew is it should have started earlier. He should have had that belt for 2 extra months, but they kept it on Cody for too long. So, feel bad for Drew there, but apparently he's not going to be around after Mania because he's filming a movie, so this made sense. He'll probably put over Jacob at WrestleMania now. That'll be a great match. I hear that they're doing more matches at Mania this year, like 14. Instead of 14, they're doing 16, so 8 a night. I'm excited for that. I've seen some people say it's too many matches, and hold the fuck up. You cannot say WWE has too many matches on a pay-per-view if you support AEW, because their pay-per-views take like 12 hours, and every match is like a half-hour pile driver. Like, I've watched pay-per-views where I'm just like, this isn't sustainable to watch because you're all doing the same crap. You're all doing the same sequences of moves, and but that's been my experience watching the pay-per-views, where it burns me out, and I think if every match is like trying to do crazy work rate stuff, it stops being interesting. But that's besides the point. I'm excited going into WrestleMania. We've got Roman and Punk night 2, Cody and Randy night 1, and let's see what matches they add around that to make a full WrestleMania. We had another great SmackDown tonight on the road to WrestleMania. I'm probably going to get back to watching AEW next week since I was in a show this week. I didn't. But I don't know if I'm going to watch AEW weekly. I'm just going to be honest. I'm a WWE guy. I respect what AEW does, but I'm a WWE fan. That's the title that means everything to me. I grew up with Rock and Austin. I'm always going to watch WWE, and I'll take an AEW when I can, but WWE is my jam. So, let me know what you thought down below. Was Cody winning the right call? I think it was. Let me know what you think. The Goose is out.